Well, I can drop and then I can get on in 5 minutes when I'm in front of a camera with a microphone.
I don't care. We can just do it this way if you want to.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. It's not
All
even a
right.
Patriots episode.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to another episode of the Never Words podcast. I am Tom Brown. I am joined by Jack and Tim Brown, my brothers. Guys, this week the Patriots didn't play, and we just got to enjoy some stress-free football. Um, but I think we need to start with the main story of the weekend. That is, I no longer have a mustache. Jack, I know you're calling from the car right now. Don't worry, his audio is going to be fixed. He's going to get home soon. But it just the approval rating in the house was low.
Mm.
Yep.
It didn't. When your hair starts to grow in and it's like sticks straight out and is very pointy. I don't think
That's
mine gets past that phase.
hmm.
I would agree. I'm in the same boat. I noticed you guys. I have a mustache. I thought we were growing mustaches till we got.
Why
Whenever
can I ask? Can I ask why you thought that?
I
Because
thought.
me and you took a pretty big dump all over Tom when he talked about his.
Yeah, but then I thought we landed on we're growing mustaches till we get 100 views.
Oh wow. Yeah, that could be some pretty diesel mustaches.
Yeah, I don't know if
They're
I don't
really
know
gonna
if
marinate.
I would be recording from a studio apartment by myself if I had tried to keep it. So we're gonna soldier on with my baby face again, and I don't think I've shaved in 3 days, so it's just this is me. Accept it. But the other big story, sports wise, football wise, last night the Texans beat the Chiefs 20-10, and I'm pretty sure now the Chiefs will not make the playoffs. They have a 15% chance according to NFL.com, but I don't see a path.
That
So
Texans
the
defense
Chiefs,
is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
They didn't
I
let
would
any of the
say
Mahomes stuff happen. It was great. It was a great game to watch.
it really just one big play the entire game, and I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't think the Chiefs got a first down in the second half.
Um,
I
To speak to how good the Texans defense is, um, the Chiefs went into half with 10 points, and they ended the game with 10 points. So it reminded me, and I know it's like apples and oranges, but it reminded me a lot of the Indiana Ohio State game the night before, where it was just like, yes, on paper, Ohio State and Kansas City should score more points, but both of the defenses that were playing were like out of this world. And the Texans are legitimate.
well, defense travels. Everybody knows that.
Sure.
well, that game went exactly as I expected, kind of. I knew it would be like super ugly and not good for the offenses. Plus, it was 20 something degrees. And the the thing people are talking about this morning is the Chiefs defense also showed up,
Mhm.
Yeah, they're good
and
too.
the they decided to go for it on 4th and 1 very deep in their own territory. They didn't get it, which I'm not going to lie. As it was happening, I was thinking, I am so certain the Chiefs are getting this. Every 4th and short, I am certain the Chiefs are getting. They didn't get either fourth down in the fourth quarter, and that was the difference. And it gave the Texans 10 points because both of them were short fields.
Mhm.
So I want to ask you two. With the way Chris Jones was getting in the backfield every single play, and Karlofskis was getting in the backfield every other play, would you have gone for it if you were the Chiefs, or would you try to play field position game because the Texans offense wasn't humming and try and steal that game with a field goal?
I don't know. I don't think they could do anything. I mean, it's like I don't remember. who said it, but one of the announcers correctly pointed out that in the second half of the football game, the Chiefs were pretty much playing for their season, and the Texans weren't allowing them to do anything. So I don't know if it's a change in strategy or we're just like underselling how good the Texans defense actually is.
Yeah, I mean, I expected that, and that's where last week we talked about not wanting the Patriots to play the Texans, which right now the first round matchup is Texans.
Somebody's got to
go for
explain
it.
to me how the first seed works because it's Denver has the first seed now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Because
does that
the
work?
Broncos, they didn't play each other, and the Broncos have beaten the Raiders, and the Patriots lost to the Raiders.
That Raiders game really
Oh,
coming back to haunt
oh
these Patriots.
no.
An L for Elmo.
Okay.
I don't,
Well, that's a bummer.
but I, if I'm correct, the Broncos have a tricky schedule. Like they have the Packers, Jags, and the Chiefs and the Chargers. I mean, that's a big game next week.
Yeah,
Couple big games.
and the Patriots have two big games too. So in the next 2 weeks,
Do you consider the Ravens game still a big game?
yes, because they're
Yeah,
going to
it
be
will
playing
be.
for their season.
Yeah, exactly. They'll have to win after the uh, giant egg they laid at the feet of the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday.
What did you guys think of that Isaiah Likely touchdown? Or not, no touchdown.
I didn't see it. What happened?
I was late in the fourth quarter. He ran a crossing route and caught it in the end zone and got 2 feet down. And then Joey Porter Jr. knocked the ball out. They called it a touchdown on the field, reviewed it, and then overturned it and said he didn't get his third foot down.
Yeah, the
Third
third
foot.
foot is now the football move foot.
Well, this is a finish the catch. This is a Des
Yeah.
Bryant situation.
When you watch it in real time, I will say it doesn't look like a touchdown.
Okay.
Unless I watched the sped up version. Like he probably has the ball for like a second and a half and then it gets knocked out of his hands. But he catches it and is holding it out in front of him and gets 2 feet down. Do you need to make a football move in the end zone? That doesn't make any sense.
Sounds like you get it. This sounds like this is an off-season rules committee thing, Tim.
Well, if you do like the look at the Santonio Holmes touchdown from
Oh boy.
probably 15 years ago
In
in
the
the Super
Super
It's
Bowl,
Bowl?
changed since.
it's changed since then that you need to put a third foot down. That does there's
I don't know.
toe drag catches in the end zone every week.
I've been hearing a lot of third foot stuff recently, and I don't know. But I don't know if it. So if he got the third foot put down and Joey Porter knocked it out, is that a fumble for a touchback? Like what? Like if he got, I just watched it. It just on Twitter.
It's
It
quick,
looks
right?
like one. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's garbage.
I don't.
No, that might not be a catch.
Wow. Tom's 50-50 on it.
No,
I
I
just
just
don't
don't. Now I'm
understand the
looking at
third.
it. I don't know if it is. He
I
didn't
don't
have it for
understand what
long
this
enough.
third foot thing is if you're in the end zone.
But if you figure if he did
If you can
that,
drag a toe, you're not getting a third foot down when you fall out of the back of the end zone.
but they're holding on to the ball. I was just gonna say if he had done that and slipped and fell and the ball popped out, that's an incompletion. See, dead
Yeah.
air.
No,
So
either way, the Steelers won.
And we just skipped right over the end of that Chiefs conversation.
yeah, no. Go back to what you were saying, Jack.
Um, I don't even, it was so far away, Tom, I don't even remember what it was.
Oh no, we were talking about the schedules and how the Ravens are. We think there's still a challenge for the Patriots. It's still a big game, but Tim was
Well, it's
talking about
because it's going to be a big game for them more than anything. I think we said that before we split off, but
Yeah, it started. It started because Tim brought up the Broncos schedule, and Jack, you brought up why the Patriots aren't the 1 seed.
well,
But
yeah,
to
well,
get
the
back,
Patriots essentially at this point to get the bye, they'll need to win out.
um,
unless the
Yeah.
Broncos lose. But I mean, I don't think any one of us want to be in a position where the Bills beat the Patriots on Sunday, and we have to deal with the ramifications of that.
Could I
So
say,
go
well,
ahead, Tim.
playoff wise, you don't want to be the 2 seed, right? We don't think the Texans will jump the Jags.
Uh, do they play each other? I was just looking that up. I'm just going to their schedule now.
They might.
The Tex because they always end with the division games. But not in the Texans case. They have Cardinals, Raiders, Chargers, Colts. So let's see what they did against the Jags. They beat the Jags. They split with the Jags. So then it goes to, since they're in the division, it'll go, the next tiebreaker is their record within the division, which they have so far one loss, it looks like. Yeah. Yep. They beat the only losses to the Jaguars. I don't know that off the top of my head, the Jaguars division record. Tim, you're a big Trevor Lawrence guy, so maybe
I
you
am.
do.
The I don't know it.
Oh,
And I don't
so you're a
like
liar.
the Jags. Well, I don't like
They
Trevor Lawrence or the
they're
Jaguars.
they both have one loss in the division. So then it would be common opponents, and I'm not going to sit here and talk to you guys about their common opponents.
We know who one of them is who isn't going to win the AFC South. That's for sure.
Is it the
Yeah.
Colts?
It is the Indianapolis Colts, who we can just put the crown on the champions for the first 8 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
traded for Sauce Gardner, man. They made a run for it, and then that Achilles popped, and then it unfortunately wasn't the only Achilles that popped in Indianapolis.
did anyone really think Daniel Jones was going to do this for 17 weeks? Like, do what he did.
I mean,
the
it
first
wasn't so
couple
much
weeks?
Daniel Jones. It was more Jonathan Taylor racking up a 2,000-yard campaign and Daniel Jones just playing like mistake-free game management football.
Yeah, but was that going to last? John
No.
Taylor, sure. That's not a crazy thought, but Daniel Jones doing what he did is crazy to think. I mean, he's been in the league for what, 7 years, 6 years.
Yeah, but he has shown flashes of being awesome. Like it's definitely in there.
Yeah, but it's not
Like not
sustained, is what I'm
consistently.
saying.
Yeah.
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 But, I
So
mean, there's definitely flashes.
in the short amount of time I was actually watching live games yesterday, I texted you guys, Daniel Jones might have an Achilles. And then you watch the replay, and it was just like he knew instantly.
Yeah, I think that's one of the injuries now that everybody is just like, oh boy, I know
There
what
it
that is.
And then I was like, are they worse off with this Notre Dame rookie? They were yesterday.
What happened to Anthony Richardson? Is he in the NFL?
Is he
How
on?
is
Is
he
he the
not the
third string?
number 2 quarterback?
You know, that's one that I bet they wish they had that pick back.
Yeah, probably going to take that one back.
I'll never forget.
When is the 6'5" athletic quarterback from the SEC going to just be debunked as something that exists at Cam Newton and that's it?
Yeah, you got to look at teams really need to start breaking down the skill players around them.
I
That's
guess
a good
Anthony
point.
Richardson is injured.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
I don't know if that's a real one.
That's his entire career has been that way.
Oh, he broke his orbital bone working out with resistance bands in the pregame.
Ooh,
On
that must have been
Sunday?
quite. I've been smacked by one of those things.
3 weeks ago.
No, I remember. Yeah, I remember that hearing that he got hurt pregame. I was
I
doing
tell you
like
what,
a
that
shoulder
hurts.
thing. With a resistance
Self-punch to the
band
face.
for pitching, and it slipped off what it was attached to and smacked me in the back of the head and ear. Those things hurt when they come flying
yeah.
at you like that.
Well, broken orbital bone is nothing. You can't really take a hit with a broken orbital bone.
No. Yeah, and then, they're going to play a rookie. They added Sauce Gardner, but he hurt his calf, I think, and they added him, and their defense has been bad.
I thought he tore his Achilles.
No, they
He's out
said
for
it
the
wasn't
season. Oh, I thought
not
he
an
was out for the
Achilles.
year. Oh,
No,
He
I don't know if it.
self-diagnosed himself.
oh, good.
Oh, well.
That's going around.
Actually, I heard this comedian that's just made me think of the self-diagnosis, and his name is Sauce. And he was like, the comedian was like, white people have cool nicknames. Like you can go into a bank and the nickname Chip is on the card. But us black guys, we can't. You're not giving your money to Pookie. You're not like it was so funny. And Sauce, and one of them was a doctor with a name, and Junebug, Dr. Junebug. He's like, I will not be going to see Dr. Junebug, and just made me think of that. Very funny. So the Colts, yeah, they're toast. They're done. They're not in the playoff picture anymore, and they are just. I feel like they're going to free fall. The one thing I did want to say before, like that, when we were talking about the Chiefs. The Chiefs have now lost to the Texans, Chargers, Bills, and Broncos. All teams that are ahead of them. So, in addition to being 2 games back, they are actually 3 with each of those teams. So yeah, the Colts are out. They just it looked good, but I guess in the AFC South, you just never know. You might be able to make it, but along those lines, Tim alluded to it. The Jaguars are now the team that controls their own destiny, which I don't know. They play these teams like they played the Colts who got hurt. You watch it and you're like, oh my God, are they good? I can't figure it out.
They have an easy schedule. They have Jets, Broncos, Colts, Titans.
Yeah, that's a
Okay,
clear
so
path. To
yeah,
answer
that's
your
that's
question,
one
Tom,
loss,
are they
probably.
good? I don't think so.
No.
I think the AFC South has a real identity crisis, which is why the Colts have 8 wins. Now, granted, they didn't get all 8 in the AFC South, but I mean, we all talked about how it was unsustainable and we kind of knew it. But then in the pregame or the preseason, we all thought Houston would run away with it. And now Jacksonville's here. I don't know. I was never a big Trevor Lawrence guy. I see him make plays in the NFL and I think, boy, that could have been intercepted. And it's just, I don't know. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I don't see the Jacksonville Jaguars going on a deep playoff run.
No, that's
Yeah,
a first weekend exit.
That's Saturday. That's Saturday at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
That's what that game is.
Lawrence, if you just look at it, 2,800 yards. He's played every game. 18 touchdowns, 11 picks. Trying to find on his completion percentage is 59. And I obviously wasn't like locked into the game yesterday, but in those 20-minute recaps, it does show like a lot of like incompletions on on third down. There are some where just like you were not close to that guy. I just don't think he's an accurate guy, and I think he took a loaded Clemson team that first year and won the national championship, and he's just been anointed since then. But he's in his 5th year.
Best quarterback in that class.
Who else was in that class?
Who was
That's probably
Zach
true.
Wilson. That was Zach Wilson, Mac Jones.
Yeah, but who went one? He went one, right?
He went one. And then went
One,
Zach Wilson, Trey Lance.
Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. Yep.
And then Mad Mac Jones, number 10 or number 15.
Wasn't Rattler in that one?
No, Rattler was.
No,
in
Rattler was in
Caleb
the Drake
Williams,
May
last year.
May
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
But okay, here's the thing. They're a dumb team. They have an easy schedule, but they're a dumb team. Therefore, I wouldn't be surprised if they go 2-2 in these last 4 games because they're not beating the Broncos. They're
I agree
not.
with that.
Trevor Lawrence is not
I'm gonna be
throwing at
rooting.
least
I'm
2
gonna be
picks.
rooting. I'm gonna be rooting for the Jaguars against the Broncos.
Yeah.
Where are
Oh.
they playing? Are they playing in Florida or are they playing in Denver?
They're
I don't think
playing
it matters.
in Denver.
Sure,
In Denver.
Tim. I don't know. Have you ever heard of elevation, Tim? Of course it matters.
I'm saying it more to the fact that I don't think Trevor Lawrence is good
I
enough.
wish we had to do sound. I wish we had sound because it would matter, and I would play the Liam Cohen saying Duval when he got hired by the Jaguars.
I just the Texans are the best team in the AFC South, and people like to say that the record's that way because CJ Stroud was hurt. Davis Mills went 3-0 when Stroud was out. So they just had a shitty start to the season. It had nothing to do with the Stroud injury.
Yeah, I agree with
And
that.
I don't think their offense, like they got two big plays, I think. Nico Collins had a 50-yard catch, and then they just, like Tom said earlier, was bad field position. But Stroud made some huge plays on third down to keep the drives going. I don't know if I fully buy into the Texans offense.
It's a one-dimensional team.
They're just going to play defense.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
what they do.
You know, the thing is Stroud, he was under pressure a ton yesterday. But don't you feel like he seemed to be throwing even when he had time, like almost off balance. His throws seemed to nosedive. Which maybe it was the cold, maybe it's just like he's not a guy that throws well in the cold. But I don't know. And how Tank Dell really messed up that knee in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Because he's on PUP. He's not on IR. So he must be eligible to just like come back when he's healthy. And then is Joe Mixon sick? What is wrong with him?
I'm
I
not
thought he had
sure,
an ankle
but
injury.
he's not going to
Is
play
it
all year.
Yeah. So Tank Dell is still on the PUP list. So I don't know. Yeah, it said he's not imminent. Yeah, it just seems like if they make any sort of run in the playoffs, it is going to be all 20 to 10 games that's fueled by the defense.
Spent a ton of a time on the Texans to start this
Yeah.
bad boy.
Well, it's the last thing you saw, but we talked Steelers Ravens. Jack, you texted us at one point yesterday that the Bengals were the best team in the AFC North. And that might be true with Joe Burrow, but he can't tackle anyone. And
No. And I tell you,
they ended up getting killed.
yeah, they don't know. They should maybe just put a body on a tight end because it seemed like every time Josh Allen was in the smallest amount of trouble, he would hit Kincaid or Knox for 10 yards and get a first down, or just scramble for 45 and a touchdown. The Bengals. Let me rephrase that from that text yesterday. The Bengals have the potential to go 6-0 in the NFC North if they spent 1 cent on improving their defense, which was the exact same reason they sucked last year. And I'm just going to say it, he's probably the best quarterback when he's healthy, but Joe Burrow isn't healthy enough to carry a team through the playoffs.
There was
He doesn't stay on the field.
lot of drops yesterday too.
He's awesome. He's probably the best quarterback in the league by like a full head and shoulders. Pure quarterback, absolutely. I think that he's never on the field, and he doesn't give his chance enough to, or he doesn't give his team enough chance to win because he's not there. And then seemingly every year he has to come back and win 8 straight games in the cold against hard opponents because he wasn't available in the first half of the year.
I do agree they're the best team in the AFC North, though.
Yes, well, almost without a doubt.
Yeah, I don't really see much of a argument. None of the other
It's
teams
hard
are
to
putting
say
up that
that
amount
though
of
when
points,
their
and
defense is that bad.
Well,
I just
true.
don't think outside of the Browns, I don't think any of the defenses, the Steelers or the Ravens, are that good either. Not as bad as the Bengals, but I think the
Mm.
Bengals
Yeah,
offense
that's true.
Not as
outweighs
bad as
how
the Bengals.
yeah.
Can I just say, you said there were a lot of drops, and do you know why?
Snow.
Snow.
Yeah. You're a
It was
big weather guy
negatively
today. It's
affecting.
cold. It
was
was
n-
snowing in one place.
It was negatively affecting
For-
the play.
It's apparently the first year Tom's ever watched football and realized that
No,
December football is different than
no, I
August
have told
football.
you guys, everyone gets really excited. Their pants stiffen up when there's a snow football game, and I'm sitting over here saying the game will be affected. The game will
They
not be as
still
crisp.
both teams
Then
almost
Tommy,
scored 40
watch
points.
arena football. Just
No,
go watch arena football.
it's not there.
Both teams
There's a
almost
guy
scored
laying,
40
a
That
guy
points.
doesn't
laying down
exist
on the
anymore.
ground, and a guy
It doesn't
taking a
exist anymore.
50-yard running head start. That's the football you want. Get out of here.
It's not the football I want. I want the
Curly
NFL
Lambeau is
played
rolling
in,
around in his grave right now.
I want the NFL to be played just when these guys can be at their best.
In the summer?
No, because it's baseball.
Then you're gonna
Do
be
that
saying it's
baseball.
too hot.
Baseball can't take that hit. Don't put
No, they
football
don't
on
do
in
that.
the summer.
It's already tough enough to bump those numbers in October up for the playoffs. Jesus. But what my takeaway from that, you guys focused on the Bengals. I kept thinking, uh-oh, the Bills in November and
The Bills
December.
also gave up 34 points. The Bills defense is nothing to say
Sure,
like,
yeah.
oh, this is good.
I'm just saying next week the Patriots might have to go shot for shot, which with Josh Allen is a scary thought.
I think
Well,
the Patriots defense is better than the
defenses.
Bengals defense.
Yeah.
It is.
And I think coming out of a bye, I bet Mike Vrabel says, hey, let's watch those crossers on the two giant honkies coming off the end of the line.
Yeah, I'm sure. Guys, what we're just saying the Patriots are going to roll the Bills now after they just put up 39 points?
No, but I'm saying it's not. I don't think they'll have to score 40 to beat the Bills. They didn't score 40 when they beat the Bills in Buffalo, and we have talked about it all year that week to week the Buffalo Bills are a different team.
Yeah, I'm just saying the past couple years, the Bills kind of turn into a different team in the late November, December range. And I am going into this game nervous for the first time about a game since probably the Bills.
The Bucks. I thought
I wasn't, yeah. The Bucks were like,
nervous.
okay,
This game has more of an impact on how the rest of the season goes.
right. This could knock the bye week out, and then something stupid could happen for the AFC East, but that would have to be really stupid because I think they have a 3-game lead now.
They do. I mean, I don't know.
Watch
I
out for those
think-
Dolphins.
I think the Bills are it's gonna be their hardest game of the year for sure.
I do agree, though, that Josh Allen took over that game, and when he wants to take over a game, it's insane to watch.
Yeah, that's why he was the leader on our scare floor.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
I wasn't
he's
gonna
gonna put up numbers. Like it's not like he's gonna go in there and stink, but I think that the Patriots are going to give them a better game than, letting up 39 points. I doubt the Patriots are going to let up 39 points. I hope the Patriots won't let up 39
No,
points.
they won't. The Bengals have like the worst defense. But you just see what happens when things click for the Bills, and you're like, oh, good.
Yeah, but I think what Jack's pointing out, like James Cook didn't have a great game. That was strictly Josh Allen and dump offs to tight ends.
And
Their
I
wide
mean, Josh
receivers are
Allen
not
himself. No, they have a wide receiver problem. They have a serious wide receiver problem there.
good. Yeah,
They
I
do.
just-
They've had that. They got Gabe Davis made a nice catch on a 3rd down or something, maybe a 4th down, and they were like, glad to have Gabe Davis back. And I was like, yeah, That's like saying glad to have Kendrick Bourne back. It's a nice piece, but it's not Jamar Chase or T. Higgins.
Mm.
So, oh, I'm getting yelled at. Oh, hold on. I got to take a pony out. So let me just ask them, Jose, let me just ask them a question real quick. Bears offense played a really good defense. And at one point late in that game, Caleb Williams was like 5 for 8 for 38 yards. Played better in the second half, but he looked rough early on.
I know that, Jack, I know you supported Caleb Williams this whole season.
Mhm.
I was kind of on the fence, but after that game, the way he gets out of sacks is insane.
He's good. I just think I know that 19 for 35 for 186 with 2 touchdowns in a brutal game-ending pick
Yeah.
where he had
That
not
was
only
tough.
the first down, he had the first down open and he had the touchdown open and somehow came away with the pick. That was bad. But literally he makes almost every other play that he needs to when he has to make it.
It is insane what he was doing on that last drive to get out of trouble.
He was first off in the Joe Toonies and the drafting and the signing of people, they still haven't found 5 guys who can block 4 guys.
No.
The Packers weren't bringing a lot of blitz in that last drive, especially. They were just rushing Micah Parsons and the rest of the gang.
Yeah.
And they were getting there, but Caleb Williams slips out of the pocket, and he's really good right or left, better rolling to his right. And then he has a really, really live arm where he can make a ton of tough throws. I texted about the one he made up the sideline, like kind of lofting it to Komet. But then right after that, he threw a 97-mile-an-hour strike to I think DJ Moore. It might not even have been DJ Moore. I forget who it was. On like 2 plays later for a touchdown. And the Packers are good. If it wasn't for the Rams, I'd be all over the Packers to be the NFC champions. And the Bears hung with them. What's tough for the Bears is they went from the 1st seed to the 7th seed with 1 loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They play again in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it goes Browns,
they're on
Packers,
Christmas.
Niners, Lions. So they have a tough end of their schedule. Luckily for them, they just have to probably put up 13 points against the Browns to win. But the defense, they're just playing the Packers defense again, which will be at Soldier Field, I believe, because that was in Lambeau last night. And then that last game, Week 18, could just be Lions, Bears, Sunday Night Football. Winner is in the playoffs because the
Winners in
the
the
Lions are
playoffs.
the
And I mean, it could very well be if the Bears beat the Packers, it could be winner of that game is determining 3 different playoff spots.
right.
Or that game is determining 3 spots.
But it also could be not just 3 spots, but it could be like determining that for 4 teams because another team might be in play, which is crazy. That we didn't talk much about the Lions, which was the Thursday night game. They just smoked the Cowboys and really hurt the Cowboys' chances.
I mean, I talked about the Cowboys having little to zero chance to catch the Eagles, and then 2 days later, they did me the favor of just playing exactly like how the Cowboys were going to play. Like,
Yeah. But
they're
I
not
mean,
gonna
even
run
out
down
of
the
the
Eagles.
playoffs.
They're not going to get in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I meant like even sneaking into that 7 seed. There's just like I think it's sitting at 6% chance right now.
After, Tom, imagine that the Cowboys and the Chiefs set like the modern day viewing record on Thanksgiving for their game, and then both of them turn around and give up shit performances to keep them both out of the playoffs.
It was a great game.
Sure. And it was a great outcome. I don't care. I am so detached from the Cowboys. I don't care if they win. And for them to beat the Chiefs and then turn around and have the flop, it's kind of the best of both worlds.
A lot of great stuff going on.
It's still going
lost-
on, or maybe in the first couple. of when the people
like ask their partners or whatever, boyfriend and girlfriend on TikTok, like, hey, if it snowed the last 30 years in Alaska, would you
I
bet
saw
money
that.
that it was going to snow
Yeah.
again? Guy's like, yeah, of course. It's like, so why do you root for the Cowboys? It's
Yeah.
just excellent
Uh,
stuff.
we had a slew of teams join the you better luck next year pool. The Jets surprisingly were just added. The Jets and Browns were just eliminated this week, I think. And then the Falcons, Cardinals, and Saints and Commanders all joined.
The Saints
Tough with
got
the
eliminated when they won.
Saints joined with a win, huh?
Yep. 3-10 is not going to get the job done.
Out of those, so just quickly, out of those, Tom and Tim, because I have a very strong opinion about this. Who do you think has the brightest future out of all the teams that have been eliminated so far?
Can you list them again?
Yep. Jets, Browns, Raiders, Titans, Falcons, Cardinals, Saints, Commanders, Giants. I
I
mean,
want
mine
to
is
say
between
the
the two.
Giants.
Yeah, I was going to say mine's between the two NFC East teams, but I might lean Commanders.
It's the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, we're
False.
fully in on Shador. We're buying
I've
the
been
pocket.
fully in on Shador. I have been waiting for him to take the field. It was so stupid that they drafted Dylan Gabriel in the
Yep.
third round of that draft. It was so silly. And then to have him go out and outplay the number one pick head to head, granted they lost with quite possibly the worst 2-point conversion call of all time.
Is that when Quishon Judkins was running around to the right?
Shador Sanders was not on the field.
Yeah, I know he
Shador
wasn't on the
Sanders had
field.
360 yards and 3 touchdowns and wasn't on the field for the 2-point conversion. Another dude with crazy escapability, like Caleb Williams, he gets out of some ridiculous sacks, is good with the ball, and can get the thing downfield probably as good as anybody since Deshaun Watson was at the top of his game playing for Cleveland. For Cleveland, not as good as anybody in the league.
Okay,
But I'm
Yeah.
there. They have They have one of the best defenses in the NFL. They need a quarterback, and I think Shador Sanders is their best chance at it, and the best chance they've had at one maybe since they made that ridiculous deal for Watson.
I mean, the
They did
Commanders
have
were in the
Baker
NFC
Mayfield.
Championship game last year, and then Jaden Daniels got hurt.
They are trying to go full RG3 with Jaden Daniels.
They should not have played him. I mean,
I
Why
don't
would
get
they-
it. Their season was cooked. I
He
get that
said-
you're a
he
competitor
now-
and you're out there playing
Yeah.
for your teammates and like everything, but my goodness. Well, like they stink overall. I think last year they overachieved. And even 2 years ago when Stroud was a rookie and then they kind of regressed, they still made the playoffs. But going into this season, Tom, you even said, like, I'm buying low on the Commanders. And you should. I don't think they're that great. I think they just had a crazy run last year.
yes, I agree. But if we just put this as looking at it as the quarterback is the most important position in football and possibly sports, a good quarterback. Out of the Jets, Browns, Raiders, Titans, Falcons, Cardinals, Saints, Commanders, Giants, Jaden Daniels is the best one.
Sure. But then again, if it's the Commanders, that's with Philadelphia in the same division, whereas the Browns have 3 teams that are coin flips.
Yeah.
And they have a 2-time coach of the year who made just a terrible play calling decision at the end of the game. But
True. Tim. So you're leaning Giants.
I would lean Giants. They have a great D line.
okay, I was gonna say I was questioning what position you were gonna say.
No,
after great.
they have a great D line.
Yeah.
An awesome number 1 wide receiver. A quarterback that showed promise. And Scadaboo was having a good season before he broke his ankle. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
They-
and honestly,
they struggle to
it's-
block. That's going to be a problem.
Gonna
as
have
a
to learn how to slide.
22-year-old super athletic dude, just like a broken bone might be fine for Scadaboo. Like that shit's gonna heal. You're not dealing
Yeah.
with like ligaments
A
and
ligament
stuff
or something
and
like that.
cadavers.
I would just say I worry about Jackson Dart having a long career because he just likes to play head first. If anybody wants just a great 2-minute video clip, watch Christian Ellis's hit of Jackson Dart on the Manning cast and watch Eli and Peyton's reaction. It just looks like you've disappointed both your dads at the same time because both of them knew it wasn't a penalty and they were just like Peyton Manning was just like, "What are you? You're gonna get yourself killed."
Yeah. I mean, I saw a clip the next day of someone on the Fan, the New York radio station, a host, going nuts saying it was a dirty hit and it was BS and all this stuff. And then he was like, it wasn't a penalty. It wasn't a penalty. But he was doing that on purpose. And I was like, this is one of the worst takes.
He was hitting him on purpose?
Well, yes, he was hitting him that hard on purpose, and it was
Yeah.
BS and all this. And I was
hitting
like,
him
Well, that's what.
That's a
Yeah, I
bad
think football.
take.
I think you're supposed to be hit hard in football. I think that's why Christian Ellis is in the NFL.
He was crushing dudes on Monday night.
Yeah, they were laying the wood.
Yeah, I just saw the take and I was like, oh boy, you're calling for 7-on-7 at that point. Like, there was nothing dirty or illegal about that hit. He hit him in the chest. He didn't hit him in the head. It was just like physics.
Or
And
he
then he
didn't
said,
hit it
don't
with his
tiptoe
head.
on the sideline.
Yes, it was
It
shoulder
was
to
shoulder pad to shoulder
chest
pad.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is a bad take. All right. So looking towards next week, we have good games. Obviously, Patriots, Bills, which
I'm gonna
we
be
are
locked in for that one.
Yeah, I'm going to be at
You're gonna
Tim's.
be locked in on that one.
I'm going to be at Tim's. There is a tree decorating ceremony at my father-in-law's, and I was like, I can't make it.
What is that
cannot make
consist of?
that. It's not really a ceremony. He just has family over to help, like the girls help decorate his tree, and they're into it. And I was like, I'm really sorry. I can't do it that day. That day does not work for me. So I'm
You're
going to
coming
be
here
at Tim's eating
kidless?
buffalo chicken tenders.
It's true.
I'm coming solo. Just me.
Whoa.
Yeah. Bring a sleeping bag. All right.
At 1 o'clock.
So it doesn't start off hot. Falcons, Bucks, but the Bucks are in the playoffs. They are leading
Jets,
the NFC
Jags.
South. Jets,
Oh, you're
Jags. We
talking
talked
about the
that.
Thursday night game. Thursday nights are such a pile of shit to watch. Oh,
I thought the
hate
past
them.
two were good.
Thanksgiving's fine. Thanksgiving's different.
Oh, I guess that counts. Okay.
I got to be honest. What Jahmyr Gibbs and Brandon Aubrey did on Thursday night was gorgeous to watch. I also played against Brandon Aubrey in one of the leagues that has that crazy kicking scoring, and I think he almost dropped 40 points. So I'm changing it in our league
Just
because
get
I
rid
was
of the damn
negatively
position.
affected by it. So we have Bears Browns, which you might not think is a good game, but it's going to have implications.
Miles Garrett is going to be chasing Caleb Williams around that
Oh,
field.
He's
jeez.
gonna.
Jeez, that's going to be vicious. And he needs, 3 sacks to break the record?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He might get
he's looking at getting 30 on the year.
That's
And
insane.
he has
That's
3
insane.
weeks. He has 3 games to do it before people can bitch about the extra game.
Right. So
Um,
he's looking to obliterate the sack record.
Ravens Bengals. That's going to be a big game. The Ravens
Yeah,
are
it is.
basically out if they lose, I think. Unless the Steelers also lose.
6
So,
and 7 that's like the
Jack,
first
you
3
can't
quarters.
say that in front of Tim.
We
I
don't
said
allow
six.
that.
Mad.
I said 6 and 7. I'm not a
He thinks
7-year-old.
his kid's going to get expelled for saying those 2 words.
It's not allowed.
So they're going to kick a 6-year-old out of school?
A lot of rule changes when Griff came over my house this weekend. A lot of rule bending.
But Chargers Chiefs, that's division game. That's gonna be sticky. That'll be good. We'll see how.
I don't like watching the Chargers.
No, they're never fun.
Well, I mean, especially with Justin Herbert now having a friggin' Thanos glove on his left hand, like he is. That's gonna
know.
slow his production down.
But without Jalen Carter tonight, don't you feel like I'm not terrified for his health against the Eagles.
If the Eagles, I
Chris
have
Jones,
been
though,
like,
next week.
I have been saying about the Eagles, like, just everybody take a chill pill. If they lose to the Chargers tonight, that's going to be a serious problem.
Yep. Then,
Packers, Broncos,
yeah,
Lions,
I was
Rams.
scrolling
The
down.
the 4 o'clock games really pick up some steam.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to tell Allie to stay there for dinner.
Oh, this might be an all-day affair at Scott's house.
I'm gonna have to say, come home in jammies.
All right, why don't you just pull the old traffic?
A lot of traffic on 101 on a Sunday.
Sunday night,
or
Sunday
the old
afternoon.
Or the old, hey, Ellie, me and Tim got bought all those no carb
Don't
drinks.
drag me into this. All right.
Yeah, like she doesn't think you're going to be
Oh
a
yeah,
part of
Tim, you on a Sunday, you on an off day, don't have to
it.
leave
The
your
Bookers.
house.
Get the
Gee.
Bookers
You got
Bookers going.
No, Tim's
No, I
off
don't
the
have
hard
any-
stuff.
No hard stuff.
Just
What
a
does that mean?
lot of no carb stuff. Tim doesn't
know
drink
carbs
hard
in
alcohol
vodka.
anymore. Oh, he doesn't drink brown alcohol anymore.
I don't drink vodka anymore.
All right.
Only in
God.
Bloody Marys. Only for breakfast.
Only before noon. Yeah, and then Colts Seahawks looked good a couple weeks ago. That's about it. Vikings Cowboys Sunday night. Meh. Monday night is Dolphins Steelers. Ugh.
What are the Vikings? What is that about? I mean, they just skunked the Commanders, and JJ McCarthy looks like a quarterback.
I think ignored in my
Three short
Commanders.
fields.
The Commanders defense is that Raiders Bengals level right now.
Yeah,
They're not good. All right.
Another reason
So
why
a
they wouldn't
good-
be the best team going forward.
Good week
Who'd you
coming
pick?
up.
The Browns, Jack?
I picked the Cleveland Browns. I'm on Shador. I'm on the Shador train.
Is anybody? Nobody thinks the Titans? Like
I like Cam
Ward won
Ward.
that game.
I actually
mean,
I read an article the other day that had a bunch of film on it that said Cam Ward's season isn't as bad as it looks, and I actually like Cam Ward.
I heard someone say like it looked a lot like the Drake May stuff where like, wow, he has talent, but nothing around him from last year. All right.
It's too bad that the Titans didn't have like a really player-friendly, intense coach who can, hold people accountable.
or a number one wide receiver,
Yep.
or a number one running back.
There should, oh God, as the fans.
Although they wouldn't have had that pick if they kept all those three pieces. So it's a hard
The
argument.
fans of NFL franchises should have, it should be a vote where when an owner dies and a family member takes over, the fans should be able to be like, no, we're vetoing this. This franchise is for sale. Because the owner died and I think his wife took over, and that's when Brown got traded, Vrabel got fired. The Colts, the owner's wife, the ex-owner's wife, former owner's wife, is now on the sideline wearing an earpiece, taking notes.
I thought that was his daughter.
Is it his daughter?
I think
don't know.
that's Jim Irsay's daughter.
I think the same thing happened with the Saints. And I'm not just saying
you
it's
vote
their
no
wives.
when Jonathan Kraft takes over?
Yeah.
You'd vote against that?
Yeah. Put me in there. Can you guys hear the Daniel Tiger theme song playing? Or Tony's blasting.
but we
I'm having
did just
trouble
hear you
concentrating.
just throw your hat in the ring for owner of the New England Patriots.
Listen, I was just doing some financial stuff.
Yeah.
For a
Oh,
will
you're
and
moving
trust?
some stuff?
Did you clear that? It's like a
quite-
$4.5 billion franchise.
I don't quite qualify for the estate tax in New Hampshire, which is if you're above $30 million in value.
Yeah.
But I want to shift gears for a little bit here. We haven't
Can
talked
I ask
much
one
about,
question? One last thing about yesterday.
about my ownership.
Did you guys watch the end of the Raiders Broncos game?
When they kicked the field goal,
When they kicked the field goal, does anybody know why they were doing that?
someone must have
I
had
don't-
money on. I don't know what the
I don't
spread
think
was.
It
I
has
watched
to be
it.
gambling, right?
It's going bad.
I
The gambling's happening. Gambling happens a lot in the NFL.
so yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you don't just throw it in the end zone and see what happens. Who cares?
They were
But
trying to explain it on the broadcast, saying that they would
what, it could go through
you
with a second left?
with a second left, and then you could get the onside kick, and
Doesn't the
that if
clock
there's a
run?
penalty on the onside kick, you'll get a free play.
Crazier things have happened, Tim.
That's not true. That would be
The
an
Patriots are
insane.
down 28-3 in the middle of the third quarter of a Super Bowl and won.
They didn't score 10 points in 5 seconds.
I bet they could have that day.
Yeah, probably.
All right. The last thing I want to talk about is the Celtics are third in the Eastern Conference right now and have ripped through some decent teams recently. I mean, no Luka and LeBron on Friday night, which I didn't care, but they won the first
Well, that's
end of a
because you
back-to-back.
didn't spend $500 to go to the game.
Imagine that.
Noah's real BS about that though is I was
Friday night
watching
game against the Lakers, and none of them play.
the Thursday night before the the Lakers played the Raptors, and Luka didn't play, so he just sat out a back-to-back. Which I saw it. I was watching that, and I was like, "Oh, LeBron won't play Friday, and Luka's gonna play Friday." Like they're just switching their rest to have their star out there. Nope. But again, don't care. Yeah, they are third right now. Ahead of the Raptors, Magic, and Heat, only behind the Pistons and Knicks. What's going on? Are Nimi Keita and Jordan Walsh good players?
Jordan
I
Walsh
think
is
the
starting a
East
little
is-
bit of a breakout. The East is bad. The East
The
is
East
bad.
is
The East is not
I
good.
think
Yeah.
that's what
Giannis
going
is
on
hurt,
there.
and the Bucks, regardless, are a mess.
Giannis is out for a month
You know, I watch.
Yeah.
up until he gets traded.
You know what I don't get? The Eastern Conference, like last year, the Knicks did it, but otherwise, the Eastern Conference is just like, no, we're good with our team. Like, why didn't the Bucks do anything? Why aren't you getting everything you can out of maybe like 3 more years of Giannis being a superhuman? And he keeps getting hurt, so that might already have passed. You know, like the Nuggets made moves to improve their team because they were like, we have Jokic, we have to go for it. The Rockets, they went out and got Kevin Durant because they needed someone to score at the end of games. That never happens in the Eastern Conference.
What, that they go get somebody? Or, I mean, the Eastern
I
Conference,
just-
with the exception of the Knicks, isn't the destination. Like the Knicks or Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Nobody wants to
but
take a super max deal to play for Charlotte.
I get
Brooklyn.
that, but like you have that money in the Celtics did it and won a championship. You know? They were like, no, who's holding us back? Marcus Smart. Let's make some moves and get 2 guys in here that are going to completely change the dynamic.
Tom, you just pissed off every Celtics green teamer within that can hear our voices.
Hey,
About your
I said
your
it
disparaging Marcus Smart comment.
in
I agree 100%.
2022 that in the playoffs when they played the Bucks and beat the Bucks, the best defensive guard wasn't on the Celtics. It was Drew Holiday. He goes to the Celtics and they win a championship. But it's just crazy. And I got to say, Joe Mazzulla, good coach. It wasn't just a super team. He's a good coach.
He is a good coach. I think both Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, shaking off the early season rust has helped a lot.
Yeah,
and then
especially White.
contributions from Hugo Gonzalez, who looks like he's gonna be like, I don't want to say he's not gonna be like an all NBA guy or even an all-star, but I think he'll be one of those like 10-year bigs in the league who is you'll just see him getting minutes when he's,
Steven Adams.
I mean, I hope he's that productive, but
Luke
yeah,
Cornett.
Well, Luke Cornett. Well, didn't he
Is
win the
awesome.
game the other day with like the most vicious
With a
out of
block,
bounds
and then he went like this
block?
after.
So sick. He gave him the Usain Bolt.
I love Luke Cornett, but Hugo Gonzalez is a guy where you see him play and you're like, if they make a playoff run in a couple years, he could be in the 8-man rotation in the playoffs.
And he'll make a play.
Yeah, it's just I'm going to be honest. Towards the end of November, I was like, geez, the Celtics play a lot.
They do play a lot.
And I'm like, okay.
They play a lot of Sunday afternoons.
And then I was like, you know what? They're starting to play pretty good. Now I got to focus a lot more on these games. And the thing is that's just looming there, that's just waiting for you, is a top 10 NBA player getting healthier and healthier every day. That come the end of the season, they might have to say, we are in the playoffs. We have to.
When do you think it's realistic that Tatum comes back?
It's got to be like March.
February, March?
Right? You can get all of March in to build up minutes, and you don't have to go crazy with like 32 minutes. You can play 20, 25. I don't know. They are walking a tightrope, though. If Jaylen Brown's out for like 2 weeks, they'll probably crater. But
He's playing really well.
yeah. No, it's just been
finally playing well enough and consistent enough to get all the conversation about his spray on hair.
I know. And you know what? I think he might have stopped using some of the spray on. It looks a little lighter.
He should go to Turkey.
Could have nothing. Yeah. Well, not in season, but yeah, he should.
Yeah, maybe in June.
Nothing could have worked out better for Inside the NBA joining ESPN than having Shaq and Charles Barkley roast that for the first 3 weeks of the season.
Yeah. And finally, Jack, you want to talk about Saturday, us in the cage? Tim missed it. Me and Jack, we
got full. Oh, my mic's cutting out, but we had full access to a batting cage with a pitching machine. It was adults only at my son's party, Johnny. And Johnny, the
14-year-old pitched soft toss to the kids in another cage.
Yeah, he was a senior in college. That kid. Yeah, they look young
14, huh, Tom?
Tim, you should have seen this kid.
He was a young looking dude. But so anyways, Johnny the next day asked me to rank the hitters. Tom was number 1 in the power rankings.
Really?
Oh yeah, still got it. He still got it. He found the groove and was just stroking him.
I said to Tim, I said to Jack after my first round, I was like, I forgot what it feels like when you barrel a baseball. And the first barrel was like right center. And I was like, oh yeah. Like I wasn't caught up, but I still barreled it. And it's just nothing like it. But then it quickly reminded what it feels like when you get jammed. I was fired up for the last one, got super jammed, and my hands wrung for like 5 minutes.
You get I got a lot of concussion in my hands. I didn't feel like that's a feeling I haven't felt in a long time. It's just like, oh, right.
Yeah, I will be 68 and someone will say, do you want to take some swings? And I'll be like, yep, absolutely.
Still got it.
It was fun. A lot of people dug it.
Christine took one in the cage. Christine was crowding the plate, took one off the knuckle.
I kept telling her, you're standing way too close, and her step instead of her load step would be towards the plate, so she'd take a
She's
real.
like Giancarlo Stanton.
That's exactly the comp.
That is the Christine baseball comp.
Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton, very tall, muscular.
All right, guys. Great talking to you. I will see
you, Tommy,
Tim.
Tommy, that's not time.
Oh, are you going to talk about Jeff Kent?
I mean, that's what I thought you were going to say if you wanted to talk about it. We still live in a
Kent
world
went to his party?
Yeah.
The second baseman from the Astros?
Jeff Kent showing up to Johnny's party would have been less surprising than Jeff Kent being the only member of an 8-person contemporary baseball players panel to be elected into the Hall of Fame. So we still live in a world where Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens are not in the Hall of Fame, and now, because of the way the committee changed the rules, are not eligible to be voted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I,
Can we
you
just
know, you look at
confirm
it.
that he is the second baseman from the Astros?
Yes.
Is
and
that what you
Giants.
asked? Yeah, Tim, you know who Jeff Kent is. Yes.
Well, I didn't
Yeah,
know
the
his first name was
mustache.
Jeff.
And the mustache.
He had a mustache, yeah.
I the the only thing like that, like his numbers don't suck. He has the most home
all-time leader
runs.
for homers and for second baseman.
Yes. 2,400 hits.
350 homers. Yeah, not bad.
It's just it's just selective who we're just going to say like with people who have ties to steroids then.
Well,
Because
Jeff Kent never had any ties to steroids.
I thought he had something.
No, he was very outspoken in his career against people who use steroids.
Oh, okay.
The hints were that he won the 2000 MVP being on the same team as Bonds, and he did set his career home run total. But, as he called out on MLB Network, he just choked a half inch up on the bat.
Oh,
And there you go. To all the aspiring baseball players out there. Half inch on your bat. Now, like,
Give you
I don't know.
350 batting
It's just-
average
wouldn't
with
he be
35
getting better
homers.
pitches, though, being on the same team as Bonds anyway?
Yeah, that's correct, Tim. That's right.
That's why people were
That's how
like,
sports
maybe
work.
you shouldn't have won the 2000 MVP when the guy that finished second was probably the reason you got those pitches.
The guy who hit right in front of you in the lineup that nobody wanted to face or see, who set, at the time, the league record in walks, only to break it the following year.
And then again and again, because he walked 270 times in 2004. But it's one of those things, and the argument is always going to be, if Barry Bonds was riding a motorcycle and got hit by a turkey before he definitely, his head and body grew, he was a Hall of Famer. 5 years later, he would have been put in the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens, those 10 years on the Red Sox were a hell of a start and probably a Hall of Fame career. Then he went to the Blue Jays, did the roids. It's just, there's some guys who probably were already, and Bonds was definitely one of them. Manny is probably one of them, that were Hall of Famers without it. It's just that A-Rod also. But it's just, they did it, they got caught, and that's like it.
So Jay Jaffe wrote an article yesterday that I liked because he kind of separates Bonds, Clemens, and McGuire and Sosa as pre-testing. That's what he calls it, pre-testing guys. They never failed a test. They never were suspended. Guys like A-Rod and Manny will never get in because they understood that there was testing. They failed a test, and then they got punished for it.
You don't think A-Rod's going to be in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely
No, he's
not.
He got suspended a full season.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, what's crazy, Tim?
That's crazy.
Now-
like, I mean, it's crazy to think like Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame, but
I've heard the argument
let's say
Where-
A-Rod was a bigger star than Barry Bonds.
Sure.
where if this is the museum about Major League Baseball, the place to go, those guys should be in and it should just be mentioned. Like A-Rod's plaque should say he was suspended for the entire 2008 season for steroids. Because
But Tom, that would ruin the sanctity of the BBWAA's soapbox to stand
no,
on.
I get it, but
and hold people
I
at arm's
don't
length.
I don't disagree with that argument that like I mean, I don't we've said it 1,000 times. Ty Cobb and Cap Anson specifically would say they don't want N-words to play in Major League Baseball, and they have displays.
Yep.
Kennesaw Mountain Landis is probably in there somewhere. He was the commissioner in like the 20s, and he would say, N-words will never play in baseball when I have a breath in my body. So
Bud Selig, not as bad as that. Bud Selig, recently elected, turned the blind eye so all of his owners could make billions of dollars off guys taking steroids.
yeah,
So
It's-
you're going to
yep.
gatekeep with guys who made owners money and not the guys who didn't profit themselves by actually doing all the work and bringing fans into the stadium.
But in the end, Kent is like a fence guy. It'll be interested to see who gets elected from the writers this year.
I read an
Because
Who were
article
the
that
other
this
7
opens the
options?
door. Bonds, Clemens, Delgado, Don Mattingly, Dale Murphy, Fernando Valenzuela. There was another steroid
was
guy.
Manny on it?
It could have been Manny. I don't think it was Manny, though. I don't think he was there.
Yeah.
And this
Who,
is
Whitaker?
Bonds' last year.
Yeah,
I
Bonds,
don't-
because Bonds has already fell off the writers one, and because he didn't get the 5 votes needed by this committee panel, he is ineligible for when this committee votes again in 2029.
And Jack,
Also, Timothy, the contemporary players panel,
Mhm.
one of the Hall of Famers who was on this committee was Jim Cott, who was born in 1938. I don't know how that's contemporary. He is 87 years old.
Pearl Harbor was still intact when he
Pearl
was born.
Harbor was there. Jackie Robinson had not yet integrated baseball when he was born.
For another 9 years.
He was 9.
all right.
He read about Jackie Robinson in the paper.
He heard it on the radio. He saw it in the talkies. All right. We can go. We got that. But Jack, we'll talk more because we usually do a post All-Star or post Hall of Fame ballot episode. Like and subscribe to the Never Words podcast. Try and tell one friend to listen to it because everything matters. Tim is going to grow that mustache until we get 100 plays. And guess what?
Where are we?
Do you want to know? Last week's numbers were a little down. I think it was. Yeah, I'm not going to say it on the public forum because I'm not in love with the number. But, yeah,
How long we think this mustache can be around?
you're never going to shave it because we're
We
probably
got to do some
end it
guerrilla
before we get
marketing.
100.
We got to do some guerrilla marketing to get it off
Yeah.
your face, I think.
Tim might be like, I have to do something finally.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.